What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another build video for the CR250. As you can see in the back, I got my spring back from powder coating. That's looking really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back on the shock body now. So if you guys wanna follow the rest of this build, make sure you subscribe and like the video if you like this video, and hit the notifications bell. So I'm gonna start putting that shock back on now. So I got the spring on here. It looks really good on the shock. So I adjusted it so that the spring length from here to here was about 10 inches, but I'm probably gonna have to set my race sag when I put it on the bike. So I just set it for 10 inches for now and tighten the lock nut. And so now it's time to put it back on the bike. Got the shock in there now, so it goes really well with everything, so I'm pretty happy with the way the color turned out. So now I just gotta go into the service manual and figure out what the torque value is for all these all the nuts, because I'm going to torque in the top shock, the lower shock, and all the linkage. So now that I have everything torqued in on the rear suspension here, I'm going to move on and I'm going to start cleaning up the front forks here. So what I'm going to do here is actually not a whole lot, because these forks are in really good shape. They're not leaking or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and I'm going to clean these ends up with some aluminum cleaner. And I'm just going to probably take the caps off here and probably just change the oil. Right, so I got the oil changed out in the front forks here. The reason why I didn't change the seals is because if you look right here and right here, there is absolutely no trace of oil leaking. So I have new seals. I bought new seals, but I didn't realize when I bought these front forks off this CR250, it's an 06 these came off of, that the forks were in such good shape. So I'm just gonna run them like that. And if they start leaking, I have another set ready to go. So now I'm just gonna put them on the bike. Got the forks all in now, so I just kind of snugged everything in for now, because I have to put the bars on, and I put these little pressure leaving switches on the top of the forks. So I don't know if they're going to interfere when I put the bars on or not. I don't know how they're going to interfere. So I'm going to wait to torque these all down, and plus I gotta straighten everything out when I get the forks on, make sure everything's straight with the wheel and everything like that. So I'm gonna wait to torque all that in. That's a few days later, and I got the garage in a bit of a different configuration here. I'm gonna start going at the back end of this and doing the rear wheel and getting the brake assembly on. So I got the back wheel on here now. It looks super sick right now. All these colors are going awesome together. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the brake lines and the master cylinder on. Okay, so I got the brake assembly in now, so this is looking absolutely awesome. So I can't wait to get this all bled. Definitely some tweaking to do right here. I'm gonna have to adjust this with the threads or whatever, and definitely gonna have to bleed it in the back here, but all this jewelry I bought for the bike is looking just awesome. So now that the back is done, I'm gonna move on to the front. I got the caliper here ready to go on, and I got the front axle, and I got the front wheel over there ready to go. So I'm gonna put all that on right now. So I ran into some trouble here with these 06 CR450 shocks, front forks I put on. So if you try and put the caliper on, you can see it's not going to fit. It's not going to line up on top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to pull this fork apart and the old fork apart, and I'm going to see if this piece here is identical to this piece, and then I'll just change them out. I got the shock apart for the 250. It's out on the bench. So now I'm going to take the 450 shock apart, and I'm going to measure everything along here and even the bushings, and see if everything matches up. Then I can just put this straight into the case for the 450, I hope. So I got them side by side on the bench here now. This is the one for the, that's the 250, that's the 450. So everything looks pretty much identical here, but I'm gonna take both of these off and just make sure everything's exactly the same. Everything checks out good for this piece of the 250 fork to go into the 450 housing. So I'm gonna clean this up, and I guess I'll redo the new seal. I've got the 250 fork in the vise there now. I'm gonna go ahead and put the seal back on and all the bushings and everything. So I got that all sorted out. I'm back where I was when I figured out I had an issue. So I put the 250 bottom part of the fork on there, and it worked out perfectly. So it's exactly the same length from here to here, and vice versa on this shock. So I tried to use that Motion Pro fork bullet, it didn't work very well for me. I couldn't get it up over the, in here, when I had it out on the bench, I couldn't get the fork bullet over the chrome part. It wouldn't go all the way. So I just cut up a solo cup and used that to slip the seal on. So I guess I can go ahead and continue on putting the calipers on now. Got that front wheel on there. Had to struggle a little bit to get it in. This side didn't seem to want to let the shaft through, but just spread it open a bit with a screwdriver and give it a couple of taps and it went through. So now I got myself a roller here. So that's good. So the next step is going to have to be going on to the top here, getting the handlebars on, because there's a procedure for torquing these down, and I'm not ready to do it yet. I have to look it up more myself, but apparently just torquing this and then torquing the pinch bolts, you're not supposed to do it like that. You got to put the bike on the ground and kind of jump up and down on it and let it settle into where it wants to be, and then tighten everything up. But I got to look more into that. So I'll just move on to the handlebars and start getting everything assembled for that. Okay, so I got this Tusk big bar clamp kit on now. So what I'll do is I'll put the big bar in it. If you want to put like a Pro Taper 1 1/8 inch bar, you have to get these. And I like that it raises it a little bit. So now I'll get the bar and I'm going to set the bar in there across here and lightly snug it in with the top clamps. And then I'll tighten these bolts. So I got the bars seated in there now. The reason why I just snug these down is because then that would straighten everything out, so I can just torque those in. So now I'm going to back these out because then I have to tighten this main nut down. I snugged in the steering stem adjustment nut there enough where it's there's no play in the bearings or in the steering stem, because when you torque this down, it's going to affect that. So this gets torqued to I think 80 foot-pounds or something like that. I'll put it up when I'm torquing it there. But yeah, I'm going to take these bars out and torque it up. So I got the steering stem nut all torqued in there now. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the bars back on, because now I can put them back on and kind of configure them a little bit to where I want them to be. I'm not going to snug them. I'm not going to torque them down yet. I'm going to wait till all the controls are on and everything. Be the last thing I do probably, but I'm going to put the bars on there for now. Got the bars on, they're looking good. I went with the Pro Taper Henry Reed bend. Right now I've got it just in the neutral position. So I might adjust it later on when I get all the controls on, maybe take it for a ride or whatever and see how I like it, but it's gonna stay like that for now. In the meantime, I'm gonna have to cut that out because that's not gonna fit with these Tusk big bar clamp kit there, so I'll cut that out right now. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. I got the bike behind me. It's looking just awesome. I can't wait to get that thing put together. Right now I'm waiting for the graphics kit. So while I'm waiting for that to come in, I'm going to just do little loose ends. Like I got to do the packing and the silencer and little clean small little things and stuff like that. So that'll be in the next video. So if you want to see all that happen, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications bell. And as always, thanks for watching.